those type of shows are gonna come out more, talking about reality and about the mind and how it really works, man. That shit is.
We're gonna be making them from this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like that movie too, dude. That's how you're gonna be making. And like you said, too, I was gonna tell you when you mentioned the body load. The Psy Essence gives you hella body load. Hella body load.
Because I've been with the albino for a while, and I just got this because I picked him. So I was like, yo, this is nice. I like was real familiar with him because that was all I had for like a whole year. So I like those. I like those.
Did you take sport prints off of those?
Yeah, I got about 6 little couple ones because it wasn't that much.
Absolutely.
So I got
every sport print. If you get a sport print, that's gold because every sport print you can make like 15 to 20 syringes, and you could get them back. Especially if you live in a region where they're going around the corner, you could definitely cultivate them in your own backyard. Like help them, give them a lending hand to get a good foothold, and let them do their thing outside.
Yo, and I was thinking back on the trip last night. Everything that the guy was talking, that the dad was telling the daughter, after I finished watching it, the mushrooms was showing me how I was. I don't know if I already said this, but the mushrooms was showing me how I was already practicing most of that, but I wasn't really sure of myself because it was like labeled under schizophrenia, like how it was in the show. And even with the relationship, I was like, yo, what the like how she was saying, why do you love me? Do you love me because you think I'm the only one? And I was like, those are the same questions that be coming out of thin air that I experienced like over the years. And I'm like, somebody else literally was like going through the same thing. And when he was saying like like they did a twist on the Matrix thing when they said move the keys. And I said, that's exactly like how it is. Because the one time when I was doing acid, I wanted to move it with my mind. But then I wound up, after a while, kicking it over with my foot or something. And then a thought came to me saying, you're used to moving it like that, and that's why it moved. But during the mushroom trip, it was like you moved it. It was, I don't know, like I shift realities a lot. And I'll be thinking that it's just a random like imagination that come to me, but that the mushrooms, every time I do mushrooms, they be like saying, no, that was actually happening. And it's happening now. Look, see?
You know what's fucked up, Ty? How when time goes by and the reality of what we see slips us. A lot of people haven't, even people who take psychedelics all the time. Like I know a couple people who haven't even they've had visuals that they could open their eyes and close their eyes. Like closing your eyes and being able to have visuals, that should be normal. Like that shit looks crazy. But the kind that your eyes are open and you can't do nothing about it are the ones that's when the fucking pedal hits the metal, whether you're gonna keep your shit together or lose your marbles. Like somebody could lose their marbles if their fucking reality digitizes before them and they blinking and rubbing their eyes and they can't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
They think they fucked up, they OD'd or
thoughts start brain or something.
Yeah, they get infested with negative thoughts, they might snatch onto that negative train as it goes by, hop on it, and fucking it's all fucked. But those of us that the way we talk too. Me saying this right now, matter of fact, and then when you're in that moment, you hear this conversation, it will come back up like, yo, you're gonna panic because it's fucking everything's digitizing. Just sit your ass down and feel your way back to your bed and lay down, or feel your way to the bathroom, all the way to the toilet and pee, even though you're in the jungle or anywhere else digitizing.
You still gotta let it go.
You gotta let it go. Feel your way to the bathroom, man. And it's kind of fucked up. You gotta take it seriously because you're in a shamanistic state. You're gonna pee yourself if you drink a whole lot of liquids, or you're gonna shit yourself if you fucking ate a lot of food for the last 2 days. Like you gotta really fast for like 2 days. Really get your bowels clean and fucking drink a lot of water to flush your whole system out, and then take the dose after you meditate a little while, or listen to some Terrence or some whatever it is that you listen to, mantra or the fucking emerald tablets of Toph, whatever you want to take hold.
And not let other people's scripts get to you. Cause
Yeah,
that's what would
yeah.
happen. That monkey wrench would get thrown in front of you and like try to get you just more involved in the world. That's what it was showing me too. It was showing that I was ways that I was attaching myself to reality. Cause remember in the Undone when he gave her the blackjack game and say just keep playing blackjack. Anything with repetition like keeps you grounded to like the reality that you're in at the moment. And I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I find myself doing that a lot when I was like, but it's still cool. Like when I get into a creative mode or something or anything. But I'm like, yo, even with other incidences that's not so well, it's like, yo, you got to break that habit so that it doesn't keep on going.
I'm
But it's
over here
all you
smoking.
creating it and visiting your
Yeah,
other
hell yeah.
times. Like I knew I was doing that, like going back and visiting my childhood and literally talking to myself and that having an effect on how I was feeling now. And then that was happening on the show and then it happened during the shrooms again. I was like, wow, we really walking around with stuff. And I felt like the dad
Yeah.
was talking to me. No, I always felt like the dad was talking to me, period. But when he said he wanted to go back in time and save his mom because she was schizophrenic and that was his mission to save her so
Uh-huh.
she wouldn't be thrown into the loony bin and be called mad and stuff like that. I was like, yo, that sounds like my grandpa. So it's so real, and he sound like
But,
us too.
but it's deep. What about the way you was in the studio, man? Life, like in the Truman Show, man. That is something that not everybody experiences. That dude, like the procedural generation shit. About me and Kalindi talked about this shit before True even recorded anything
Mm-hmm.
prior. Like you know what I'm saying? We was kicking it about reality, like the 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 procedural generation, like what your peripheral vision and wherever you turn your head is reality, but behind your head doesn't exist in the back of your head, like some weird shit like that. And fucking, but if somebody else is behind you and they see the back of your head, it exists. They can see it because it's the double slit experiment. They're
The
fucking
observer.
procedurally generating. They're procedurally generating the back of your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And fucking, they're in the proximity of you. And as you go, and I was wondering for months after I fucking took that major trip that took my eyeballs out of this reality and showed me the fucking matrix, like a fucking grid system, looked like computer inside of a computer or a room, like in the movie, like in the Star Trek. Anything that has to do with Star Trek when you're in the holodeck
Yeah, the
was like
hollow.
that.
Uh
So
huh.
once I seen that, dog, I could not get over why, if it is procedurally generated, coming to conclusions. Why then do I stub my toe? Why then do I go through things? Why is my girl sick, going through shit? Like why would I procedurally generate this shit? Why would I want this? Why would I want it? Like, and the dreams, how they fucking procedurally generate, and it's like, if this is a procedural generation, why, even when we're tripping, how is it so clear and linear and fucking has a storyline and a plot and
Yeah.
fucking and the characters all have volume and depth? Like, why? How? How are you? How is your brain all of a sudden becomes Spike Lee or James Cameron all of a sudden and just gives you a motion picture for you to enjoy?
I was a
Check this out.
Chinese guy last night. I didn't notice until I started talking.
Well,
I was like pulling up in the driveway, and then I said something, and I noticed I was an Asian. I don't even know Chinese or anything, but it was an Asian language.
and I've been geeking
Hey,
on
Yolanda.
language lately.
Uh huh.
You heard? I've been listening to things like Russian and different things and wondering. Logically, I know I can't fucking understand Russian. I never learned it, but I'm listening to this shit like, why the fuck can't I understand that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to read the subtitles. Like, why can't I understand the fucking? Well, I should be. It's another human saying something. It doesn't matter if it's fucking. If I was born listening to his language, I should be able to look at his mouth and hear his words and understand what the fuck he's saying. And I can't, and it frustrates the fuck out of me. But I know because I speak Spanish and I hear people and I speak English, and when I hear people speak Spanish, it's instantly converted into English in my brain. Like
Mhm.
there's no glitch there. It's fucking an automatic translation, and fucking I feel that all languages are like that somehow. But we just have to tap into that shit somehow. Like we could easily.
Yeah, the universal translator like into us. Yo, it's this
Yeah.
reports I used to read a while ago. Say people were saying they was taking LSD, like small amounts of microdosing, and then they was able to learn a language in like a week. Like they just kept
That's
it up, and that was all they wanted to do. I said I want to try that because I be having the same feeling because I watch a lot of anime, and I like to watch it in the Japanese voice. And I be saying, yo, all these years I should know a lot more. I know it's funny to say you should be able to learn a language from the TV, but once you,
Yeah,
I should be able to
fam,
know a
it's
lot of
up
that.
at your same level. I try that shit with all the anime. I try to listen to what they're saying. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we know certain words. You know how to say yes and please and thank you and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird, bro. I'm watching Demon Slayer. You seen that?
No, no, my brother told me to watch that.
Yeah, dog. That shit's dope, bro. Just like his sister, his family gets murdered and his sister gets transformed into a demon, but he refuses to let her get killed or kill her because she's the demon. Like he tries to fucking cure her and find a way, but he slays other demons that kill people, eat people. But he doesn't let his sister kill people, and she won't. She doesn't kill people, so it's fucking. That's what so far with his. And it just his training for him to become a man was out of pocket training, like it's some movie shit.
Like some
Like
300 stuff.
I love anime. Huh?
Like some 300 stuff. You know how they like tortured the child
Yeah,
shit.
it's still building. It's still character building. So this is a dope series because this is the first series. I'm on like episode I don't know 14. No, but yeah, shit. What's that? Yeah, they fucking they definitely still building the character, like giving them like like moral decisions and 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 doing things a certain way. That's what I like about the Eastern anime that
Yeah, they got good
they
character
show you how to
build.
be. Yeah, character building, how to be a man, how to really be somebody with compassion for others and help people. You know what I'm saying? It's like always character building, strong character.
I
You know
always
what I mean?
wonder why it was like that compared to American anime. I mean, not even anime, just American cartoons. Like the cartoons in America, they try to keep you like being silly, which is cool,
Yeah,
but they is no maturity, is no mature growth. The character is
nothing,
always the same, making the
nothing.
same
Yo,
mistakes.
and then when you look at cartoons, the Asian ones, they got all kind of growth. Like, damn, that shit got some shit to amp a motherfucker up to be a ninja or some shit.
Even the
Or
side
fucking
side characters got growth in anime.
hmm yeah, all of them. This character building.
I was telling I forget who I was trying, yeah, King Guys, hey, what's up Oz? He in the chat, but I was talking to King Guys about Naruto and the Sasuke. You ever watch that a little bit?
I see. I know who he is. He got the metal shit on his forehead, but I never watched the whole saga,
Oh
so
yeah,
I don't
I've been
know.
watching it for years. It was the Sasuke and Naruto, and just the way they
Yeah,
grew up, and how one of them lost his family, and so he like the way he awakened up to his senses and his chakras and stuff like that. He had a real skill about it because he's real ambitious about it, and it's a whole story. I don't feel like going into it. It's like it spanned like 10 years, the whole like in
yeah.
this time.
Like Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball starts fucking.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball starts when the dude is a baby, till he's an adult, till he has kids, till his kids have kids, to fucking it just keeps going.
And it's wild how if
When you
you
got
look
the
at
con-
the ultimate Dragon Ball timeline, I just thought about it. GT doesn't exist anymore. Like Dragon Ball GT, they wiped it out the timeline when they made Dragon Ball Super. So that's wild to see that from our perspective and like having them live in there, like that whole life just wiped away and never happened.
Yeah, man. All these reality shit, man. It's crazy how. Yo, man, I felt that shit, man, to the bone, fam. When that shit happened with my girl, like in that shit undone, the way she changed, something changed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And fucking, it was weird, bro. And for her to confirm that shit on her side was like too much. Like, wow, man, this what's up with it? Made me go back and look at that old shaman shit again, the old black and white one, and see how they was trying to play with it, what they were doing, and it's crazy, man. They make sure that they got the most potent shroom when they do shrooms. Like when you go and you see a video like of John Hopkins or somewhere, or the old school videos when they show mushrooms, you're gonna see some elite mushrooms that are identical looking to the other mushroom next to it. Like when you go to the supermarket and you go pick some button mushrooms or some portobellos and they all look the same size, the same fucking perfect fucking. That's how, because they do clones and they do agar trays and do green. They don't
No, they
probably.
definitely
They just,
doing that.
yeah, they make sure that you get in the they want the fucking shit to be even when they administer. They want to be able to administer the proper dosage levels because everything is scientific. So they make sure they do it through cloning and all that other shit. So that's why they look the way they do, and they get the results that they get because they're using the elite specimens. And the only way we could cut corners in the streets with all that is by using strains that are the fucking best of the best. Like anything that has to do with penis envy strains and cross is the truth of psilocybin. It's like the, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
for
saying?
the potency and the
Yeah,
size, like how they grow,
yeah,
and do
man. And
some
then you get
agar,
into the,
clone that biggest one, or the
you know,
most potent looking one that feel good.
yeah. You got to do it a few times. You got to do it a few times. It's not that simple. You could clone it, but you got to do it a few times. And I don't know exactly how, but you gotta literally find a grouping when they grow, and you got to watch the substrate and see when you get a little grouping of specimens that grow in the first flush, and you see that it was a tight little group, and they were all nice medium size. Then the second flush, the in that same area, that general area, another grouping comes up looking healthy and fucking boom. So you take that grouping and you say, okay, this is a confirmed, like this is an area right here it keeps coming up some good groups. Out of that group, you could clone that, and then you see what happens on that, and you grow that out, and you keep on until you get a few stages. Like it's tedious and it takes time, and you got to raise them like dogs and watch the litters grow to see what happens with each litter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then so it takes time and effort and shit. It's not as simple as just taking a sample from the third flush that is going to be mad bigger, and then the other sample from any other flush, and then clone it and think that you're going to get a clone sample and
yeah,
fucking
really
grow it.
cultivate it,
Yeah, and then
work
it's going to
with
be
it.
all elite clones are going to grow
Hmm.
from that. They're going to look exactly like that one. Nah, they're going to come out nice though, and they're going to come out looking almost like the same fucking tub that you had previously, but it'll probably be a little bit better. So it's like you gotta narrow it. Agar and shit like that. Like you gotta take a fucking to cut corners. You gotta find a good grouping, and then take that sample, put it on agar, and then take the leading edge of that, put it on agar again, and grow that sample out, and maybe transfer that a few times till you see it that it's very strong and fucking and aggressive and shit, and then you fucking grow that and see what happens with that grow. Do that a few more times if you have to. It's just all about loving what you're doing and fucking pay attention.
Yep. Wait,
It's dope, man.
somebody wrote in the chat. Do all black people take drugs like you? I'm not from the U.S. Damir didn't do it. That's his name. Oh, I wish they did these kind of drugs, but they doing other kind of drugs that's having them run away from they killing
listen,
themselves.
listen. If you go look at the Hindi, go look at the fucking Aztec, go look at the fucking everywhere you go. They got the mushrooms on deck on them statues, taking them, ingesting them. The Egyptians on deck. They all everywhere you go, Mesopotamia, everywhere they got the mushrooms and them stories of the fucking psychedelic soma and the fucking shit. So I think all humans, all of us, our brain in general, erupted from psychedelic.
It is. And when you're not on it, you don't really know you don't really know what's going on. You come
Mm.
running off a story, even your own story. Somebody said, "Wait, nah, let me blind some." I said, "Are you really black, or is that just makeup?"
Oh my
Some guy
goodness.
troll. And somebody said they having a bad trip. What's going
you
on?
just
If you
need
really having a
you just
bad trip, hop in the Discord. We
you
can
just need
talk
to give
about
a couple people monkey wrench that be in your
it.
shit, and they could just have some snipers out there to shoot them down when people acting a fool.
About to do that now. Hey, Yolanda, you a moderator. Where Oz at? Bang bang. But no, yeah, that's life. What's going on, Christina?
I can't believe that you live somewhere where cyanessins are just presenting themselves to you like, hey, look, I'm over here. Hey, yo, turn around. Yeah, come back. Yeah. It just flag you down and shit.
uh, Yo, during that shroom trip, that's what it was showing me during the It was showing me more what was happening during that DMT flash that I had, and I was like, yo, I really got to be in that commander seat more. Like you know how Star Trek, how they got everybody that work everything, they all got their special abilities, but the commander is the one that's able to keep everything else in check. Like it was showing me my story and like showing this is who you are and this is the story you're playing, and it's not at the same time like it was from an outside perspective, and because it seemed like I'm always outside and I'm trying to get used to this person, but at the same time when I do get used to this person, I get frustrated because then I'll be like, yo, what's going on, and then I'm like, oh, I need a trip, and then just knock that out. But yeah, I don't know what I was on. I was just looping around real fast.
How deep was that though? Like when you it's slowly dissipating now from that trip that you took when you took that high dose on the senescence and shit. Like when you seen the dead people recorded, like the studio.
Yo, that's never gonna go away. That's that's
Oh
never.
yeah, it's still crisp, 100.
Yeah, cause I see it every time I see it on TV. Inch of it, I know it's there, and even with my own life, like when we was talking about the deaths, like exactly what you said when you said you was feeling the vibe in the air. That's exactly what I was feeling, and I didn't really want to get on, but I didn't have really nothing else to do, so I said, let me get back on. Wait, wow. The trolls are alive today. Like, we must be making
You
some
just can't give
waves.
them. If listen, this is how you deal with trolls. You give them no energy, dog.
Uh-huh.
You give them zero acknowledgement.
I must be in a new dimension today.
You just you just you just kick in about things that are supernatural, that are super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And let them roll off like a bead of water.
But no, yeah, everywhere I see, like when we talking about the depths and everything, yeah, that's why they got to me. Cause I started talking about the camera seeing me. Like every time it's an intense situation going on, I think of it like a camera is zoomed in on me and they like, all right, this is the moment right now where he's about to act on this emotion and it's about to create this scene script right now. And then sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not doing that right. I'm not, no. But then even that is part of the picture. So then so then I would just be calm with it, just like I just know, I just realize that it's always there and that the people that's actually there is me, but it's like a not me that's here, but it has to be like that so it can be entertaining or funny, or that's just how I relax with it. But other past that, I don't even know.
That shit will be motherfucker with the mind warp.
Hey, what's going on, Flora
Man,
Dishes?
it's hard, man. It's hard to be. Not everybody could take this. Some people are already weak-minded from the beginning, from the get up. Like if you wouldn't, like you would assume because you talk to people and you give everybody the benefit of the doubt, especially when you're a down centered and you're a centered motherfucker and you're a down to earth motherfucker and you got some logic for you and you got some common sense behind you and you fucking talk to people you always give them the benefit of the doubt that they're on your level at least somehow. Like not like you know you might not, it's not common for everybody to be on your level as soon as you meet people, but you at least give them a doorway. Like okay, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. Most people, when you talk to them, you get to see that these motherfuckers is off the goddamn rocker, bro. Like they're not all there.
They not at all.
They're not just regular shit. It'll be a regular random issue or situation, and you'll see like, holy shit, this dude is not normal. And fucking, these are the same people that when they take psychedelics, it's not the same for them, dog. Like, and it'd be girls too that be like off their shit. Like they're not all there when they do certain things. People in general, we're not all there, dog. As a race, you know what I'm saying? Like humans are all one race, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck anybody's talking about. People, we have issues, dog, and fucking, it's not all of us have their mind together just to deal with day-to-day shit, let alone psychedelically challenging themselves to the point that you become, for one night, autistic, and then Down syndrome, and whatever the fuck else, the default things that happen to people's brains, and they come out all different ways. Your mind can be pushed to those levels, and then you have to come back from that and fucking go about your life like you didn't just go through that shit. And that's a hard thing to do. Not everybody could do that and understand that shit too.
Nope.
Looking at things from a perspective of somebody with schizophrenia or somebody who's trapped in their fucking mind in a coma, or seeing it from like you go through all these different mind states that are possible because your whole brain ignites.
And it's all, and with the mushrooms, I like how they there with you. I was that's what was happening last night too. I was thinking that the way the mushroom, that is all us in the way, form or fashion, but not us, but with any substance that we take, we're manifesting a form of ourselves, and the mushroom was here is the reminder form of ourselves, and so big of a reminder that it like zooms us out and zooms us in and shows us like the future and the past, because it's in the present all right now. It's and that's just what it was telling me, where I was getting from it. And it was wild because like we really invoking, like how the shamans would say, invoking the ancestors, invoking the spirits. And it was some point where I felt like it was two more people or two more things that was behind me, and because they was behind me or something, that I was even more relaxed in the situation that was going on and wherever I was at the time. So it was wild. It was going
That's
on.
the thing about it, man. Bending your mind to any profound point, like Kevin said, like taking a vacation and pushing yourself to. If you're cultured already to live in the United States your whole life, because when you go somewhere else, the water ain't even right, the toilet ain't even right, the fucking the nothing is to the American standard, dog, and you feel like it's culture shock. And you have to reorganize your fucking, and the women are the worst at that. That right there will break a woman down on some PTSD level shit. And fucking these things, that culture shock shit, dog. Those are psychedelic experiences to the brain. Change everything. The law is backwards. The road is backwards. Everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking it's just a whole entire reboot and rewrite of what is sanctioned and not sanctioned. A whole rewrite. So that's what psychedelics is like, and it definitely is, dog. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love going through that shit, man.
I love it too. I said earlier when I was taking my daughter to school, I said to myself, man, the anxiety is worth it. I said, I keep on trying to psych myself out of the come up stage. I said, fuck that. I said, once you get there, dealing with here is easier. Cause truth line ran through my head. It said, man, it's easier dealing with stuff over there. And like the other people, that won't make sense. They be like, what you mean? You want to escape? You don't want to deal with the problems and issues here? But it's like, I actually am. But on a level that I've always imagined. Like literally, that I only imagined. And now I'm in that imagination doing the thing, doing the do. Like it's wild. And it's so real. It's so real. Like it's no, It's like nobody that can try to convince me now to say that, man, that was something that your brain was hallucinating, or the chemicals in your neurons was firing this way, and that's the only
Yo,
reason.
if that was your brain doing that, why don't you just go make a goddamn script right now of everything, like a whole production, the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, yo, that should be so perfect and instant,
They would have did it
instantaneous.
already. They already got a quantum supercomputer. They would have been made this a long time ago.
That's why our brains are quantum for sure. Because it's instantaneous, dog. It's lifetimes of shit happening instantly as your eyes are closed, and you're like when True's explaining the shit, he's going through fucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just talking about it as he's going, but it's like in the shoes of the tripper, dog. That quantum time shit is your brain is definitely a quantum shit, man. It's running a movie at a frame rate per second, dog, that is beyond the fucking TV, dog, frame rate. Because he's just talking about it, and it's like boom, instant fucking information about the family, everything, dog. The flooded with everything in one shot. Just like when we tripping and we're having these, we're looking around the room. The frame rate for that shit is bananas for us to be able to go scrutinize it when we're tripping.
I know.
That is fucking crazy.
It's like, oh, you ever I just thought of this thing somebody did on YouTube where they had a camera and they had, the old I think it's called CTVs, where it had the static when you put your hand up to it. The frame rate for those TVs is so low that if when you try to record it with a regular camera, you can like
Oh,
see
black
the
line.
lines and stuff going up and down and stuff because it's refreshing
Yep.
faster. I said that's just like us viewing reality when we tripping. Like we like, oh, I caught up to you. I could see this some old tech like this.
Yo,
It's still
that's what
cool,
happens
but
when
it's
we fucking
old.
check bus like our frame rate per second on our eyeballs advances to the point that we see things beyond the normal frame rate. We see ghosts or whatever it is, the aliens or whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
that's invisible, other dimension.
It was
Our
something in
frame
my
rate could
kitchen
see
yesterday,
dimensions.
bro.
That's how quantum our shit is probably that we could see dimension and shit. That's why it is like that.
It was something in the kitchen yesterday. Cause I was sitting down while I was tripping and I kept hearing something like scratching against a bag or like something like knocking. And then I was like, oh, it's probably the dog like scratching his bowl or something. But then I found out later that he was actually in the room and on the bed sleeping where he wasn't supposed to be, but that's another story. But when I turned my head around, like the noise stopped. And at first I was like, man, I really don't want to see nothing right now. Like stare back at me. So then I said, man, I don't got no fear. After a while, and I turned around. As soon as I turned around, the noise stopped. And then when I turned my head back, it started tapping again. I was like, yo, it happened at least like 3 different times, and it was like just dark over there. So I ain't see nothing, but it was something there.
Mm-hmm. You wasn't on nothing either, right?
No, I was on the mushrooms. This all last
Oh,
night.
okay,
I
yeah,
only had
yeah,
like
yeah.
two
The
hours of
mushrooms
sleep.
make you sensitive to that shit, man. Super. That's what I'm saying. Like I was saying because when you're off the mushrooms, that shit can happen and it feels weird. But when you're on shrooms, it's like you could definitely like almost. It's like you got the radar on. Like you could see almost and feel that shit where it's at. Like yo, what the.
Yo, it's this movie I was watching that it was a comedy. I don't know the name of it. I'll figure it out. But the lady in there, she didn't like romantic comedies, and that's how it started. Cause she was saying how everybody get all fooled in romantic comedies and stuff, and like to play along the role. But then in the movie, something happened. She got get an accident, and then her whole life plays out like a romantic comedy, and people start playing roles and saying things. And she said, "Wait, people don't actually talk like that." But the way the movie played out, it was like it tricked me because I don't like watching romantic comedies. But when they talked about her realizing that she don't like it inside of the movie, and then her life becoming one, I was like, yo, I'm watching this. I'm watching. It was cool watching the trippiness of it. Cause then in the end, everything that was playing out, it was like the Wizard of Oz and Trips. Nobody to remember anything that happened except for her. But it still was like they was playing out the actions of what was going on while she was interacting with him. Like they was singing and doing all this other stuff and acting different ways. I don't know. It was just wild. That's how it is when I wake up from here. When I'm not
That's
tripping, it
dope.
seemed like that. It seemed like everybody dancing still. That's what
Yeah,
schizophrenia
party
showed
time.
me. Uh huh.
Everybody partying and shit.
Yeah, like everybody's always on something, and like the shrooms just bring me to a level where I'm cool with it. Like where it showed me like, all right, here it is. Like to a person that's never experienced it before, it would show me that real fast. But just to get me comfortable with like a kind of anxiety that I personally be dealing with like questioning in myself, because like I'm not on something, so why is it like this? And then I'm like, wait, I felt like this when I was a kid, and then it's just life and stuff. So the mushrooms really just clearing all that noise out, and then throw another noise back after the trip over. Wow, this all fun.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, there's something about this shit, man, that not everybody could do it, because it's more than just tripping. I'm not even. I don't want to do this. Like I could trip every day, or every other day, or every week, or every other week on the fucking 5 grams and whatever. Enjoy it, but I'm trying to push the envelope because every time I push the envelope, it delivers so much more, and it's like I don't know how to like. You would think that at a certain level, what is there more to get, but it's always more. It's
It
always
is.
more,
And it's
and
like
there's
whenever
always
you
more
settle, it's
profound.
like I know what you feel, bro. It's like whenever you
And,
settle, it's like you
and it's
feel
and it's
trapped.
like and it's like being it's like a test too. It's like a test, man. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
mind, like a puzzle, man. Like having the puzzles and stuff like that. Like you gotta lay down and like and go through this shit, dog, and be able to take get the whole tattoo done in one shot, not come back and do different episodes to get the tattoo because you're too tender and shit. Get the whole fucking tattoo. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the mushrooms is like, dude, you can't be tender about this shit. I'm like, hold on, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna fuck with DMT only. Like you gotta. These mushrooms take you so deep and so long, and it's like taking the deep dive is so different because it's so fragile. Like you have to really like isolate your mind from any influence or like you really about the the set and setting turns up in importance so much more
I like the
because
nighttime, bro. I
yo
like the
something will
nighttime.
make you jump up and run out the house. That's how bad it can get at that level of if you still have even slight control that you can see in your crib
Mm-hmm.
and you're at like 10 gram level and you fucking something makes you panic, you could literally burst out the door and flee. You know what I'm saying? Because you can. You know what I'm saying?
It's
You
there.
just have you just have to be able to like. That's why it takes the right person. Not anybody. Like you gotta slowly increment to that point, and then know what you're doing and expect the unexpected, and try to fucking put all the fucking like set yourself up for success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if not, man, it's like it's you can't make everything perfect, and that's why I'm hesitant when I speak about it. That's why I say it hesitantly because there's no stilo that you can follow any rules to make it perfect because it's all about everybody's mind. Everybody's an individual. Whatever baggage you got in there is coming with you, bro. So all you can do really is try to fucking release as much baggage as you can. Think about shit. Take some time, about things. Think about your past, about fucking shit you did before not the day of, but like for a whole week or a month before you even take the shit, and try to see if there's any way you could justify what you did to yourself, or say
Mm-hmm.
fuck it, I accept whatever it is, fuck it, I did it and I don't give a fuck, and go and start from there. Because when these things come up, now it's like a test to you to test your own fucking if you could see yourself through the mirror, dog. Like, you know what I mean? And not everybody has had a good life. People are dirtbags, bro. A lot of people are dirtbags, man. And I've seen it through psychedelics. I've seen other people in my life that was dirtbags to me that I never even looked at them like that until
Mm-hmm.
the psychedelics showed me that, like, yo, these motherfuckers is dirtbags, bro. Like, always leeching on the motherfucker, bro. Like, for a reason. They always come around for a reason. They want something or they need something, and that's the only time they come around when they want a motherfucker to handle something or do something or want something. Like it's always some weird vibe that I never noticed before until the mushroom pointed it right out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we thought it was good company.
These are the type of things people got to be prepared for because it'll change, and that's why it says that it change. That's why they say it changes people. You know what I mean? Like psychedelics will change you because it'll not that it does because it makes your awareness is change, and then when it fucks with your awareness levels, obviously things change. You know?
You literally have different thought processes going through your head. And you see that too. The mushrooms be changing me so much and have me adapt to new situations that when I talk to somebody, I can see, like I say, you've been thinking like this for a long time and just adapting it to different situations and experience, but still with the same process of thinking, like putting it through the same processor for a long time. Like that's boring. Like, I guess that's why people get depressed. Straight up.
Yeah, man. Depression is like, yeah, man. Like I can't. I'm comfortable in my aloneness if I'm alone. If I'm alone, I'm comfortable, dog. Like I don't get bored because I don't have somebody else to hold my hand or anything like that. And that's just something I'm talking about myself in general. But I know that everybody's capable of doing what any other human being is capable of doing. So it's just a state of mind. There's a state of mind, you know what I mean? That it's like, dog, like, people bend to social anxieties too, man, based upon where they went to school and how they grew up and fucking, you know what I'm saying? And who was paying attention to their kid as they're growing up and other people influencing and fucking with them or giving them a hard time and shit like that. So people have a lot of issues that they don't know how to let go of that shit, man. And when it comes to psychedelics, man, it allows you to fix that or hold on tighter and fucking recoil into a fucking psychosis. You know what I'm saying?
A loop. A loop, and then wonder why the same kind of issues keep popping up in your life. Like it just in different forms. But like, yo, this how people be saying, man, it's the same devil. That's what they really trying to say. And real fast, hey, Yolanda, I'm down for that. Yeah, she's saying she's gonna do a drawing. Anything to help out. Anything to help out. Christmas drawing.
Yolanda be bugging. She's always doing something like that. You know how she does.
I like the randomness of it. I like the play. No, man. It's I'm in the and the thing a lot of people get scared of is like starting off, because a lot of people, they hear the stories of like people like True and you and even like some of the stories that I be saying, and I know, like, because I know for myself, like I see the character in myself is like, yo, I want to do that right now. I want to do that. You gotta train in the gym. And like, it's a difference between
it's definitely like training in the gym.
Yeah,
right, absolutely.
It's something about talking about going to the gym and sweating because you in the gym. Your heart pacing. You learn how to control that heart pace because you're not stopping. You just keep going, and then you come out, and then you go. Your body probably hurt because it's your first time. And then you go back
going
in.
to the gym, dog, is like if you go to the gym. Like you watch video of like not pumping iron, but like motivational shit of Arnold Schwarzenegger or certain bodybuilders doing motivational workouts and shit. Before you go to the gym, you get a way better workout when you go to the gym because of the you know what I mean, like the mind,
your imagination, how it was manifested in front of you.
Connection, yeah. The mind muscle connection activates.
That's why I was this one time. I was watching David Goggins. He's like this guy that runs marathons, ultra marathons. And after I got finished watching him and I went to the gym, I never did so many pull-ups because he was talking about how he pushed this person to do pull-ups. I was like, yo, I could do that. And like, yo, I never did any more than that day though. But I pushed myself like in that imagination. So I know that vibe, what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the mind state. Those guys that are giants, that are fucking bodybuilders, that are huge, they're not huge because of anything else besides mostly is all the mind. Their mindset of fucking they wanting their muscles to get like that focusing and concentrating on the muscle as they're working out, looking at that shit, putting all their energy into that shit, individually isolating it through their brain, connecting it to the weight and making the weight. Doesn't even matter how heavy the weights are either. They use the weight to isometrics and shit like that and isolation. Yo, it's crazy when a motherfucker can control that part of their body to make it that big, and then they just use food and protein to, everything they eat too, uses their mind also with their food, with their mind, going to their legs. Like, this is going to the fucking leg workout. I ate eating all this fucking shit, and the food supplements that shit directly, dog. Like, and just because your mind is saying so, and they have always their own motivational shit going on in their own mind, you know what I mean? Like, that's why they're like that, dog. Freaks of nature ain't just born, dog. The motherfuckers create themselves, dog. Like, motherfuckers is willpower. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's what the mushrooms were showing me, to create my story, like keep working with myself and not think that I'm just playing around. Cause I be getting inspiration from a lot of daredevils and like people that take risks, like climbing inside like cliffs and mountains, or skydiving, or even with skateboarding and stuff like that. I be like, yo, I the mindset that it takes to like build up that skill is something that takes your imagination and like a whole trifecta. How people, the old spiritual terms, your mind, body, and soul. It's like you have all those things going about, and like saying in order to manifest something in your waking reality. That's what it is. In your waking reality, even though it's still a dream. wherever you like more and more aware of, because you can have a lot of imaginations. And I'll be thinking that
I'm gonna ask you about this shit because this topic has to do with it's like on that shit with that new series. That new series Undone. When you gonna do a review on that shit, a series review?
Oh yeah, yep. I would. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I talked about it, so I can make it like a clear video and not just be mumbling. Because that video, people need to see that. People need to watch it. Yeah. I'm motivated to like, yo, people need to see it. Just like with the OA.
Yeah.
Just like, man.
Absolutely.
Because we literally traveling, hopping dimensions together. That's why we keep running into each other every day. Mm-hmm. Every day is like a reset.
And TV shows too. And TV shows like the OA, that shit wasn't like hyped, like the hype.
It wasn't.
Just came across,
That's why they trying to say it didn't have a third season or fourth season, whatever one it left off on, because they said it didn't have enough hype for it. I was like, yo. So they was asking her to write a book, but she said we living out the story. She wrote it on her Instagram. She said the story is continuing through the people that was inspired through watching it and through like the videos y'all uploaded on YouTube. Like people was doing the dances and stuff. And I was like, yo, I was talking to people about how it was connecting to my life in the most schizophrenic, psychedelic way. Yo, I came up with a new term last night too. While I was on the bike, instead of saying psychonauts, I said, yo, I'm still a scientist. I'm just PSY and then istis or whatever, however it is after it. I'm a scientist. Like, I'm a scientist. Like, don't confuse me with a psychonaut. Have your imagination saying, oh, man, blah, blah, blah. Like, I am that too when I'm having fun, but I am a scientist with this shit.
Hey, man, you know what's crazy? I love the fact that they're making series now, movie production style series, that extends the life of the motherfucking movie into a series that, instead of going to the movie theater and watching a movie that's compacted into a fucking hour and 30 minutes, or 45 minutes or whatever the fuck movie long. Yeah. You get a series that is fucking, every episode is 45 minutes, which totals up to fucking like a 14-hour movie or some crazy shit, like some, you know what I mean? Epic.
Yeah. It's like long form storytelling, movie telling.
Yeah, they doing it. Yo, you watch The Mandalorian?
No, I didn't get to watch it.
That's the next thing. That shit is off the chain. The Mandalorian, man, it's the way, bro.
I got the Fire Stick, so I can catch up on it. I don't need Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be amped. There's only 4 episodes in. You're gonna watch them quickly.
All right, I'm in. Yeah, cause that
Mm-hmm.
thing is dope. What you saying about the 40-50 minutes time
Yep.
span?
Yep.
Cause you can really get into. I got into that first with Walking Dead. That's what got me into long drawn out shows being movies. I was like, yo, you really can dive into the emotions, see what's going on, not try to over explain things real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's how time is slowed down with psychedelics. It seemed like everybody else be moving on like sitcom type time. Like go to work, tell some jokes, eat, and then like everything just happens so fast and then you sleep. But with psychedelics is like the day is long, the day is infinite. So much is happening, so many things is playing with each other. And they all like matter. It's all like a whole universe reality just out of that one interaction. So it got to like be shown in this particular light after this happens and before this happens. Cause the OA, you don't know what's going to happen. Like how they tie together the first episode with the last episode with the first one. Like that was a lot of time and acting in between that they recorded. It wasn't just like it seemed like watching it now like it happened so fast, but they
Yo, I
went through a
heard
lot of
people
ins and
fucking
outs.
saying shit like, "Oh, it was whack." Like I didn't like it. I'm like, dude, I don't, I don't know what kind of mindset. Dog, I don't know what it takes for a motherfucker to enjoy or see something that will make their mind think outside the box. Like, dog, when they were trapped in those fucking fish tank underground in the first season was fucked up. Like the water, the way that shit was, like the unfolding of the fuck dude having them hostage, feeding them hamster balls or whatever the fuck kind of food he was giving them.
Barely
Like
keeping them
like
alive.
food pellets, like human hamster pellets to eat, like protein pellets and shit. Like, oh my god, dog, that shit was crazy, man. Like the whole concept of this shit, he kept killing them, drowning them to invoke out of body experiences and shit. Like this dude never heard of DMT, man. He was using water. He was wilding. No.
He knew something. He's like, I got an itch. I got an itch. And that's what people can't blame him for, though, is going for that itch. Like, on the real, you can't blame him for going for that itch. Because that itch is what make most people not even try anything. And that's why when they watch these shows, they get the itch of like, yo, I'm questioning what the preacher just said. They like, nah, not today, devil. I be thinking
It's
about my
always like
mom.
that. Mm-hmm.
My mom
Pipe
be
down.
like that. And she be like, you gotta be careful about them shows you watch on TV. I was like, I know, you do. You gotta pay extra attention.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, Trip. I mean,
What up?
that's me,
This
Trip.
is Nicholas Joshua, bro. I
Oh,
just
what's
wanted to
going on,
hop in
Nicholas?
real quick. What up? I just want to hop in. I heard y'all talking about anime and shit to watch, bro. And there's this, it's one of my favorite country singers. His name's Sturgill Simpson. His music is, I mean, it's country music, but it's not, bro. But his latest album just came out this year, and it's purposely psychedelic album. And it's a show or an anime that goes with his album from start to finish, and it's on Netflix right now called Sturgill Simpson Sound and Fury. But
Oh,
it's the most psychedelic show or shit that I've ever seen on Netflix. So I just wanted to put it out there. His music's really good, but if you want to dive into him for a little bit, it's a 45-minute like long music video of just samurai shit, cars in the future, shit in the past, Asian ladies dancing and synchronicity with, like, it's crazy, bro. Y'all should check it out. I just wanted
Oh,
to
you
let
gotta,
y'all know.
plug it into the Discord.
yeah,
I
put it
got
in the
you right now.
Discord so we can get that.
But it's, well, I'll put the trailer on there, but it's on Netflix.
What's
It's
the
on
title again?
Netflix.
You said
Sturgill Simpson, Sound
Simpson.
and Fury. If you look at just the picture of the show on Netflix or the 45-minute movie or whatever, you'll see what I'm talking about. But even just the first 5 minutes, bro, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like it's nuts. It's crazy. I haven't watched The Trippin' yet, but that's my next trip is gonna be is watching that. But check it out. I'll put a trailer in the Discord for y'all.
Yeah, I see the cover right now. I looked it up on Google. Well, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, bro,
Thanks.
it's wild. Yeah, no problem, man. Check it out. I just heard y'all talking about anime and shit. I just want to
Uh-huh.
throw that in there.
Yeah, it's this you ever hear of Major Laser? He got a show too. And every show is like based off of one of the songs that they made. But it's real trippy. It's on Hulu, but it's on Fire Stick too.
That's badass. Yeah, this one, bro, he's all 45 minutes. It's like one big song. I mean, the album's obviously kind of sad. If you don't listen to it from start to finish, it's broken up. But the video, everything goes with the whole album from start to finish. And they're talking about too. Kid Cudi is about to do the same thing, either late at the end of this year or beginning of next year. He's doing a psychedelic type vibe type Netflix release with his album too. So be on the lookout for that, I guess, if you like him.
I know. I'll look out for it. Got it. I'm just opening up some things in some tabs so I can remember it. It
You
was
ain't ready.
it was somebody else that did it. He did the city though. He was playing music to the backdrop of the city and like people on the subway and like just random incidences and he put it together the music. It was on Netflix too. I don't know what it was called though. Just some Earth stuff.
Yo, they be having some under the radar shit. Like that fucking Undone came out of nowhere. I found it and I was like, yo, I don't believe nobody. This shit right. That shit. There's a lot of them though. Like that other one that I'm telling you too. What's that shit? Demon Slayer. Wait, it's called Demon Slayer. Yeah, that shit is no joke too. The way they're training them and shit. I like Epic. Teacher, master, sensei, fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Training and shit.
I'm playing the Undone trailer for the people on YouTube right now.
Oh, that's dope. That is dope.
Is this a dream?
Oh yeah, I just posted that trailer, guys. If y'all want to check it out, it's like 50 seconds long.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
About anything, just come talk to
check
me.
it
I'll
out
figure
now.
it out.
You don't need to worry about me because I'm pretty much okay.
Pretty much.
Oh, what type of music y'all mainly vibe to, bro? I'm pretty much into everything, anything that I think is good. But what y'all could think of that would be good for trips?
But since the accident,
I like to
Man, I don't
have
even
no
listen to
music.
music no more.
even strangers.
Yeah, I don't even listen to music no more, man, because it's like too much shit. It's like, you think it's a good song, and then all of a sudden you find some twist in it. Like, oh, hold up, what is he talking about? He's referring to some fuckery right here,
Change what happened.
or something.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
But
what
on
you
the
like
other
to
hand,
do.
man, you find those good ones where you're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the fuck did you
yeah.
just say? Damn, that
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. You know?
Yeah, I
I
listen
love it.
to
I
some
love it. I do.
I listen to Bjork sometimes.
It's all about your
She's from the
emotions. You can feel
Netherlands.
them without letting
She
them
like
become
make
you.
real airy
How do I do
type
that?
music.
Just deep
But
breaths.
sometimes like will make a song about a relationship and I'm like, oh, that's not the one I wanted. But the other music she be talking about things. Oh, it's like made an album called Utopia. In the video, it looks all DMT like or just real dream like. Creatures they just animated that don't resemble creatures that's animals that's here on Earth, and it's like her resembling this alien-like creature, and she lets herself go. And it's this other song called The Gate. Let me pause. Wait, let me let this. Other song called The Gate where she talks to this interdimensional being and she talks about love opening the gate or something like that. And then the being was caring for her and she was caring for it. And they was doing this exchange or something, but it was real psychedelic. It was like how we describe like tesseracts, four-dimensional objects moving around. That's how the being was and stuff. And it was all these lights. It was cool. I'll put the link so y'all can check it out if you ever want to.
Yeah, throw that out, bro. I'll check it out for sure.
Mm-hmm. But no, I stopped listening to a lot of music. I still enjoy it, like if it's on and stuff. But I'm by myself a lot, so it's always kind of my decision what I'm really listening to. Back in the city,
listen,
I was like, I can't stop.
It's always gotta be like I got I'm Puerto Rican and shit, so salsa and shit like that, old Spanish music. It's fucking always clean. It's always clean, good music and shit, and fucking some music like Bob Marley shit and certain shit that I can listen to smooth, but I don't listen to no music when I'm on. Like what I do is I just watch something that's gonna get me in a good mood first on TV till it comes on, and then fucking I shut everything dark shit.
Yo, yeah, I feel the same. Every time I really like have a good trip, that is because of those reasons. It's because the music is like it created. It's like it's I see it as me and another body or something creating imagination for me to calm down. But then it's like in the trip, I'm getting rid of all the noise. Like try to peel back as many layers of reality as I can. And it's like the music is keeping a steady vibe going, like a steady repetition of something familiar that I'm like, all right, I can stay here.
My brain, like the way it is when I take out psychedelics, I get mad aggravated by anything that's influencing me, like sound or like I don't know, not aggravated. It just seems like I complete quiet, dog. Like, and to just because I don't want to influence the shrooms with anything else, because it seems like when you play music, that shit takes the steering wheel of the fucking trip, and it takes you on a mission of the musical notes and the fucking way the music is and the fucking the beat, the tempo, the fucking, you feel everything, every little fucking percussion, all that shit. You feel everything that's going on in that goddamn music and how it was. You even feel like you're in the orchestra and shit.
That's how you feel like you're playing the instrument and you the instrument.
Yeah, like you follow the fucking vibration all the way to the string on the instrument type of shit. And dude, and but I mean, I rather, because it blows my mind when you close your eyes and you're seeing another life, something like that, or you're just in a car and the scenery is changing, and it's like, well, what the fuck? But it's not like you're imagining you're in a car and the scenery is changing. It's like you close your eyes and it happens to be on this fucking channel that you're fucking seeing some shit, and you're just like, holy shit, curiosity peaks, and you just, let me just watch. And it's like, why? How does that happen, dog? Like, that shit is mind-blowing.
So fast,
just like that. Like, you know what? Let me just look. And just, you're looking out of a window and the fucking, it's just crazy, man.
I guess that's why the mushrooms be saying stop trying. Like, stop trying so hard. Like, even if they were saying it undone, like, just keep going at it. I mean, just do it. Just do it. Don't try.
Yeah. Do. like with fucking this force, what Yoda says. Come on, sing.
Oh, do or do not. There is no try.
Absolutely. These are all little gems that are dropped throughout fantasy. And look at the adults, right? The ones that are older than us, the my generation and shit like that. You talk about fantasy shit and they put their nose out like, come on, man.
I know.
Like,
the ones that so-called put together.
With any of that shit. Yeah, and that should be having nuggets and fantasy books that have to do with fantasy novels and shit like that. Those things are so intricate, dog, and the fucking arc of the story and the hero, the choices he gotta make, the decisions that are moral, to not even kill fucking motherfuckers that you want to kill because you're fucking human and you got your fucking thoughts on what he should do, but he had to make the moral hero choice, and it teaches you fucking all these storylines and shit like that. People don't get that from books that are not fantasy novels. You don't get that from fucking from like
biographies and shit.
Yeah, you don't get that shit, man. It's that's a big chunk missing from people. The mind. That's like the mind. Yo, it showed me when I got into reading books, dog. It was like, I'm from the fucking hood, dog. So when I fucking got locked up, and there was nothing else for me to do, and that cart came through, and there was no other books that made any sense, and it was only one that looked like a fucking some type of dope ass fantasy shit going on. And when I started reading that shit, dog, and I realized the first time when my brain could see this shit like a movie, man. Like a fucking reading the book is like watching a movie. Same
I was
thing.
just about to say, you watched that movie in your head the first time.
Yeah. That's the first, like, dude, I was like, this is amazing, dog. And it was way longer than the movie, way more detailed than the movie. And every time the movie came out after the book I read or something, comparably, the movie was whack. took
Yeah,
away all the
bro.
fucking, took away all the glamour and all the shit of my thoughts of the book.
Yeah, I get why people used to be mad when I was younger. I was like, man, I'm still gonna watch the movie, but now I get it. It was this movie, Childhood's End. And the show is still cool, but it's about this alien that comes down to Earth, and they're called the Watchers. They watch over different planets, and it was time for Earth to be changed. So they came to visit this one person, and they was revealing him secrets of the mysteries of the universe. And in the book, when he was doing this, they was traveling to different worlds like how we explain it. And they even traveled to a 2D world, and he was explaining exactly like how you were saying, how it's lower than the 3D, and we rule over it, and but they actually exist in that plane, and they only can move like back and forth, like that's their literal whole existence. And then he went to another existence below that. But in the show, that never happened. He just took them to space and showed them some stars, and that was about it. I was like, yo, what's good? They just took out like the best trippiest parts that made my mind like explode. Like, wow, this is something cool to imagine. Like for my imagination to expand on.
They don't expand your mind properly when they come to, because it's the eye of the director. Whoever's in charge of the motion picture and the director, now it's filtered through them. And most of the motherfuckers, they have no vision, dog. As far as the fucking people who write the shit, who made the shit, these people are just Hollywood, and they go by what they think sells and what they fucking think that, like, it's just they fuck it up. A lot of times you see shit get fucked up in Hollywood because of shit like that, man.
Yep. And mixing it, trying to appeal to ads.
The Dragon Ball Z, dog, the most epic anime. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch it on purpose. I saw the trailer. I couldn't take myself. I couldn't take myself to do it.
Bro, it changed the entire fucking shit of the movie. They changed who Goku was and where he came from. Everything was just stupid.
Bro, there ain't nothing like the '90s Dragon Ball Z. Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, Frieza, fucking just the normal Chi-Chi, just them, bro. You know what I mean? All this, they started having extensions in their hair down to their fucking ankles. It's like, what the hell is going on? Super Saiyan fucking 20 and shit. It's like, alright, that's enough of that.
You well brought up this book called I'm a Go. It's about an alien species merging with humans. Cause that's what happened in the
what's it called?
It's called I'm a Go. It's a book, a fiction.
That sounds like The Host.
The Host?
Yeah, I read The Host. It was about a species that went from planet to planet and would join symbiosis to the back of somebody's neck and control humans.
Oh, I got
every other planet. Yeah, they will go to every other planet too. The book. That's one of those books too. That's one of those movies also that the book was way better than the movie, bro. The book was out of this world. It blew my mind. And then when I seen the movie, it was alright. The movie was alright. So it's worth watching the movie though.
Yeah, I'm keeping all these tabs open and I'm showing them on YouTube. I'm looking up the wikis and stuff. On Childhood's End, the conclusion of it, all the adults, and this is what carried me through like psychedelics and what it's, I think that was a huge message they were showing me, that not people gonna be wiped out. I don't know if people be wiped out or if I go to reality where things change that rapidly, but I think like on the inside, the adults wasn't able, like the aliens came and they saved all the kids. So if you like had a childlike mind to you, you was able to connect to the hive mind. And then the kids was starting to exhibit certain powers, and the adults was all like, oh, I don't, like, didn't know what was going on. And the alien that came over, once they came over, they made everything peaceful on Earth. So then it was like they showed the religious stuff saying, oh man, it's the Antichrist coming, and then there was other people say, oh, the aliens coming to save us or something like that. But they didn't reveal, like at first they didn't even reveal that they was aliens at first. They just like appeared in the sky. But it's a good show. But overall, the kids all got sucked into like the ship and was taken to a new Earth or something like that, and to start all over. It was a apocalyptic kind of thing, but it made sense
Wow.
at the time because I was like, yo,
That
connecting
that
to this
sounds like that
childlike
movie
mind.
with that sounds like that movie with Nicolas Cage. Uh
I probably seen it. I seen all his movies.
Yo, that he takes his kids. They take the aliens come down, dog, and they take the kids. And the aliens that come down, um, they take the kids and they release them all on the planet, all kids. And there's a giant tree, like the tree of life, on the planet. They take them somewhere else, and Earth gets destroyed. Shit. Um, I wasn't the movie called Next with Nicolas Cage.
Is
It
it
was the
called
other
Knowing?
movie. Yes, absolutely. That's the
Yeah,
movie.
I typed in Nicolas Cage Alien Tree of Life.
Yeah. Yo, listen, man, that shit is a deep movie right there too, man. I watched all these movies, like so many movies that is like fresh, like they're such psychedelic type movies, like they're so trippy. Of how you know in the Bible how like uh and it's crazy. Like I know a lot of shit about the Bible, and it's because some of it is so stupid that it's like you have to know this shit so you could be able to be like, yo, contradict it,
Yeah,
show,
rebuke it.
talk to people, yeah, to talk to a motherfucker about like, man, come on, does this make any, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, wait,
But
real fast before you go, it was a Merlin Manson meme, and he was laying against the window, and it said, "Me after a psychedelic trip, about to tell the world who God really is," or something like that.
yeah, hey, listen, the fucking in the Bible, there's Ezekiel. He sees he sees a circle within a circle. These entities come down, seraphim or whatever describes them, and the way they would have wings on their back and all that shit in the faces and all this other shit. So in that movie, The Knowing, the beings, the aliens that come down, they're like fourth dimensional. They're like see through. And you can see that these motherfuckers have the wings on their back, like the four sets of wings. They're inside of these circle, within a circle, like the fucking, like the Da Vinci circle guy. You know what I'm saying? The fucking
Mhm.
circle around that, like that. And it just, you know what I mean? It makes you connect dots. Like they drop those gems just to make people who know about that passage in the Bible that talks about some alien encounter to immediately be like, oh shit. Like,
And
you know what I mean? It's just it's a fucking, what do they call it? Easter egg. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it is an Easter egg, and then other people find the egg, and they make all these other conclusions about it, and it's like only the certain few with that I know what you mean. Cause when Da Vinci Code and stuff, that movie came out, I knew it was something to it, and that everybody else was fighting over was like just not what was really the actual truth.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew some, they knew a lot of things back then. So he said the Hollywood movies are for these people who get the references.
Yeah, man. It seems like when you got spoiled rich kids that you tell them something and they try to rebel and they're like, you know what? I'm telling all your business then. And they put it in the fucking, you know what I mean? That seems like Justin and them from the Rick and Morty, that they fucking just put all this information in there, dog. Like, crazy. Justin Boiler and shit.
But I like that. Once you like when you creating stuff, and that's why I'm seeing how it is with these animators. It's like you really taking. It's like you really acknowledging a lot of the aspects of what's going on. Like when you create anything, in order to create anything on paper, like on paper, words, even with words too. People, it
Uh-huh.
take a lot of thought process to make words than people think. Like it take a
You
lot
know,
to
you know,
talk.
you know what made me think about how I said about the Wi-Fi had like to come through.
Yeah, but yeah, about the Wi-Fi, us being
Yeah.
receivers, or what you saying?
No. Just some Wi-Fi shit on my trip report. I was talking about that there was like a creature that was using using the cable router to come into my crib. And
Oh.
fucking
Through that light you're talking about.
yeah, and the
Mhm.
crazy thing is that the what I'm saying is that it made me think just now as we're speaking. I'm just having a little epiphany and shit. So I thought about back in the day how people used to say that creatures like what they called vampires, called fucking succubuses and shit like that. That you have to give them permission to come in. And I damn sure told that dude to come install that shit in my crib. So it's like you open the network and movies too. Like we watch movies with fuckery in it that we allow to enter our house because we're giving it access.
I noticed that with music and movies and stuff too. Cause when I was scared of the horror stuff, but sometimes it is like what we call upon ourselves is like. Cause when I was scared of horror stuff, I was saying I was gonna watch more horror movies to let me be more comfortable of things that I was seeing that I was scared about. But
Yeah, you know what you need to do? What you need to do play some horror games. Play some horror video games and get some jump scares popping.
I started playing God of War.
The horror won't be the same after a few games.
I started playing God of War. It's definitely like that. It's not. They didn't make
Nah,
it. Like
I'm talking about horror genre video games.
Like the Resident Evils. No, I'll do that. But then after I did that and had that trip, I was like, yo, I see why I was doing it. But I don't really need to do it that much anymore. But now I have control over when I do stuff now.
Hey, listen, I love this dude, man. His name is Corey Kenshin. He's a YouTuber. Oh, shit, my bad. It's crazy out here. Yeah, fuck that. This dude, Corey Kenshin, he plays video games. And the motherfucker screamed mad loud. It sounded like Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
When he gets his tail pinched.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he screamed. Because of the jump scare and shit. And again, man, I subscribed to that dude ever since that video. And he hasn't uploaded nothing in a while, but all his videos, all his jump scare videos, they're so hilarious, dog, that I can't even take it. I was just binge watching his videos at one point. But it's fun. It's fun to watch and to do that shit. So I suggest trying to get a fucking game that is like supposedly scary as hell and try to play it and shit. See if you get shook big and try not to break. Try not to break.
Yo, with the VR, that's gonna be extreme. Like Resident Evil VR, like that's wild. People really probably gonna break their controller or something like that. Like, remember how people used to break their controller with the Wii, like throwing it out their hand? That's probably gonna happen. They be like, "Yo, I was just scared. I threw the controller."
Man, we used to do that with the Nintendo, with the regular Nintendo. We used to do that. You know what I mean?
I used to play Crisis Core all the time. I think that's what it was called.
Crisis 4.
Yeah, Crisis Core. It used to be at the arcades, and it was on like Sega Dreamcast. I had the gun and stuff.
Hey, what you know about that game, Rampage?
Rampage?
Yeah.
I never really played it, but I know all about it with the green monkey.
Oh no, not that one. No. I think I got it wrong. It's a video game about first-person shooter or some shit. You be still doing like your lives, right? With the games, gaming.
Yeah. I just haven't been playing any games in a while. My PlayStation reset when I took it outside, so I gotta pay for a subscription all over so I can get my saves back from the cloud. That's another story.
Yeah, I gotta fucking. My bad. My dog. But yeah, I gotta fucking I gotta get my PS Plus back up on for a year and shit. Get that year shit, so I don't gotta worry about it no more. So I can start rocking it. But you know, I want to get that. There's a couple games that I want to get, man, to do live streams on. Mind blowing. But it just makes me think about maybe I shouldn't even get no more games. I should just grab that PS5. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said. I said I'm gonna start putting money on it. I'm gonna be one of those pre-order guys finally. Like, I'm pre-ordering my PS5, and I'm getting 2 family members to do the same thing so I can have 3.
So like $2,500. Let me get that.
Yeah. I seen it happen ever since PlayStation 3. Like people upselling it or just selling it because they literally run out for a long time. Like after.
No, you know what they did though? They switched their tactic about. This is a tactic that's seen all the time by hustlers in the street. They're doing it on a large scale. What they're doing is they're gonna sell. They drop the price all the way down to $3.99 or some shit like that, or $499. I think it's $3.99, and they're gonna make sure that there's no shortage.
Oh.
So that motherfuckers is gonna get, no matter how big the lines are, that shit is gonna be is gonna get sold. They're gonna have them.
No, they want all the money.
And because their real money, is coming from the backup drives that they're gonna be selling, the backup disc shit, not the game disc, the memory shit cards. They're gonna have memory sliding cards that are so powerful that it's ridiculous. That you could put like fucking all your games on probably one card, all the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 games on one card, and have memory still, like some crazy shit that ain't even fucking with the shit that's on the PlayStation itself. That's how powerful that shit's gonna be. And I think that you could be able to put the games in one time and it'll read them, and you don't gotta put them back in ever again into the game, into the console.
Yeah, you was telling me that about putting the PS4 games on there and PS3 games on there, just downloading them straight to it.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I know with the PS4 directly, you could just put the fucking thing, but they're coming out with open shit with all the access, with a library shit with access to the beginning all PlayStation games. So that means they said San Andreas, all that. You can play all that.
I'm looking at it right now.
Wow. Kind of like at swap meets where they sell those Atari-looking systems with all the old Galaga and all that shit on there.
Yeah.
Remade on there.
Yeah. The only thing is that this shit is gonna be 3 times more powerful than the PlayStation is now.
They said, bro. They said 19 times faster.
There you go.
Wow.
19, and it's gonna make the screen perfect, like a movie quality on another level, and it's gonna allow them to make mad leaps and bounds in technology. Where as far as it comes to gaming, this is what I'm talking about when reality meets technology, that we won't be able to know the difference in the PlayStation 15 reality. And they're using augmented reality is iller than fucking VR. AR is iller than VR, bro.
Yeah, it is. That's why I went to 5G. So we can be walking around with these glasses and be like literally kind of tripping all the time. Like people can have
all the time.
I said people gonna be selling virtual outfits. Imagine having virtual outfits and you only can see it like when you got the glasses on or having virtual objects
you got the virtual,
and stuff.
You gotta have the virtual Jordans. Like you got the virtual J's on.
You know what I think, bro? I think I'm sure y'all have heard how when the Teslas and shit start getting to the point where you can just hit a button and Uber comes and a Tesla pulls outside your house and you can hop in. There's no driver. It takes you where you need to go and then you get out. I think when that time comes, we're gonna look at cars like, holy shit, we drove these 2,000 or 10,000 pound whatever metal death machines around by ourselves. I think by the time technology gets to the point where you can take trips without actually having to take the mushrooms and get that random, you might have a challenging trip / great trip / whatever type of trip, people are going to look at actually taking entheogens as like, holy shit, you're trying to go and take that and you're not even going to be able to control what you're going to see. You know what I mean? Because I feel like whenever technology's here, you're going to be able to I want to make the greens more green, or I want to make the reds more red, or you're going to be able to control your trip to the T, kind of like you were saying. But I think actually going and taking the entheogens like we do now is going to be looked at as like, holy shit, y'all used to drive those cars?
Yep, bro.
You know what I mean?
You're right. And there's going to be the people still doing them that's going to be laughing at everybody. Because I was thinking that the people going to be able, in order for society and all these imaginations and feelings that we have, I think they're going to exist in the reality that we exist in, but it's always going to be through a story that we didn't really see coming. So people are going to be waking up to a lot of things through technology and through VR headsets, and people creating like a so-called psychedelic experience, like have a hour trip go on with the music and have you lay down probably in a flotation tank, don't get electrocuted, or like really amp it up. But it's still like somebody else's imagination placed upon an imagination. Like with the mushrooms, is it clear the randomness is it's just going to be able to play out. Cause I'm thinking like future Tokyo scenes, like the mind state of everybody, like if everything is like a future Tokyo, like that's pretty cool. And in order for the people to have that kind of gentle mindness and like be able to adapt to that, they have to have these a taste of what's on the other side, even if it's just seeing four-dimensional objects turn around on their AR glasses. Like it's still speaking something to them. It's still like something in there. It still exists.
Yo, this reality is like a fucking. I mean, our United States is a single organism. It's not. There's no contradiction in the United States. It seems like it on the ground level, with us and our politics and our shit. But the organism of the United States is one unit, and for them to be allowing psychedelics to become legal, just because in the future the augmented reality and all that shit is gonna be inducive and it's gonna be beneficial to psychedelic states of mind, and it's gonna be if you have an AR and you have psychedelics in your system, that shit is crazy. VR, all that shit looks dope. Even taking psychedelics and playing regular PS4 right now, that shit looks 3D.
Yep, you should have saw yesterday
crazy.
when I was messing with the animate character on Photoshop on Adobe. When I was tripping, it matches, it marked. You know how the Xbox Kinect works, how it maps out the room and it can like map out your body. The software literally does that instantly, and it was like these pre-made puppets you can work with, and it was like matching my eyes when I was moving and when I was waving my head back and forth, and it was my lips was moving, their lips was moving. I was like, yo, I'm tripping. This is like, it's just there. Like this is supposed to happen. Like I knew that was always me in there, but just in another form. But this like allows me to interact with it in a way that where I'm not all the way tripping, where I, you know what I'm talking, the levels. It's hard to say in the words, but just the demonstration just shows itself. Like everything is all connected, and like the technology is just the magic. It's like the magic of this dimension, so to speak. Like they come from the same. We can build them up from minerals and rocks that's been here for thousands and like millions of years in order to develop the silicone chips and stuff. So they got all this energy and presence and essence in them. And now it's like they being expressed when we connect them in these different ways with this imagination put upon it. Like I want this to be like this. And it's like, and I'll be seeing it's like they playing upon our imagination and we playing upon theirs at the same time. So it all can just play out this story of whatever, what's next. What's next?
Science is wizardry. Wizardry is eye of Newt, seaweed from the Red Sea. A little bit of a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and you combine them makes this motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? That's science.
No,
same shit.
You just, that's why I said we scientists. We still scientists, just PSY. You just reminded me yesterday when I was going to dimensions. Cause I like to, I don't know, I be hearing thoughts and I be like trying to leave breadcrumbs or just realizing breadcrumbs, and I forget so much like we all do, but I was just so hyped. I said, yo, it makes sense. Oh yeah, I did say that. Oh wow. I was just going through all of that. But one of the things I said, I did, in order to get to a dimension during that trip when I did the cyanosis in the dark that I told you about a while ago, I left a note to say, in order to get to another world, you got to make a left turn at Albuquerque, which is like in Looney Tune terms, like make a left turn at Albuquerque. And that came last night. I said, yo, just to get to the next world, you just got to make a turn at Albuquerque. It's right there. Like, it's not left, it's not right. It's a turn on Albuquerque. I was like, yo, I remember now. It's that simple. But you got to be in that. It has to seem that simple to you in order for the magic to work. And that's when I started doing more stuff, but I don't remember. Like it was just awesome. I had a kind of control, like they was easing up on me. So it was just letting me
the innocence of a child. Your brain goes into the state, the innocence of a child.
Yeah, yep. I was there. I turned enough corners to make it there. You once said the level of sight of each will see all from different angles. Some will live in dreams of others. Some will create the new. Oh, that got me thinking about that Coco movie, where when they wasn't not honoring, but when they didn't have the pictures of they deceased relatives up, like they disappeared, because they wasn't in anybody's imagination anymore. I was like, people would probably be really disappearing. Coco, yeah. I said people would be disappearing in the reality probably just like that, and then they probably exist in another reality too.
Same thing with Tinkerbell. You don't believe in her. You don't fucking believe in them. They die.
Oh wow, I didn't know that part.
Damn, I didn't either.
You know, if you don't believe in Tinkerbell, you don't clap.
Hey, how do you know about Tinkerbell, Ozo? You ain't got no kids.
I got kids. Like, hell yeah, I got kids.
I didn't know that.
You do?
Nephews and shit. Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 40.
40. I'm about to turn 30. I'm 29.
I turned 28 in 4 days. So-called 28. I'm looking at the clock. It's 12:28. So I guess.
Yeah, I'm 29. Mine's 2:29.
What? Mine's is 4:29.
Yo, it's this clip talking about synchronicities. I uploaded. It's the one thing because I was going to record the trip, but I just like to be relaxing and just let whatever come out. But I whipped out the iPad when I was watching Undone, because it was a scene where I was about to take more of the mushroom, and I was twiddling it in my hand. And on the TV, it was the scene where she was talking to her mom at the table, and then and she was playing the role and making everything cool. So her mom was like, "Oh yeah, everything is all cool with you. You must be like taking your medication." And she was like playing around saying, "Yeah, as long as I have this, everything is cool." And I had the mushroom in my hand, and then I put it in my mouth, and it tasted disgusting. Like the albinos, they taste good, but the cyanescents, they are nasty. So when I had it in my mouth, I spit it. I was like, and I like put it back in my hand. Eventually, I went back and ate it. But in this moment, the lady on the TV, she spit out the pill because she was just acting like she was taking a pill for her mom, and then spit it out. I'm like, man, I don't need this. I'm all right now, or something like that. And it just happened right at the same time. And I had the thought about you, Ozo. It was something that you said. Oh, you meant telling me to watch the show. And then I said, oh yeah, I'm watching this show. When I started recording it, the actual show, I zoomed back another layer and I said, oh, I'm recording this show and it's like 3 o'clock. And Ozo asked me to watch this show. He recommended it to me, and he was watching this around 3 o'clock in his time zone. But now it's 3 o'clock in my time zone, and I'm having all these thoughts at the same time, but a different time, but it's the same. It's cool.
Yeah, and I thought there was gonna be mass synchronicities too, and there's all through it. Synchronicities for everybody who watches that shit.
It is. Just pay attention, or just keep it on. Just let it play and just watch it like any other show. But no, I'm excited.
You ain't.
I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
I'm ready. All it takes is to just take the dose. Just like I always say, just take the dose. All the thoughts beforehand, they don't matter. But they don't matter. They really don't. Cause I've learned a lot, like going off of it, going just like yeah, and then letting all the stuff pile up. Say they do matter, cause they right in front of my face. It's happening. and like I'm feeling it, but it's like it's a whole nother vibe that like it don't matter, but it's not a cold hearted feeling that like you try to feel the disconnect from. I've tried to feel the disconnect from the world in the past. Like in order to disconnect, I gotta feel cold about things not mattering. But it's just like simply the good, the bad. It's just don't matter. Like that's the thing that pushed me in actually taking any trip when I don't just do little doses. That's the only thing.
That's the way, man. That's the way. I can't wait for the white, the fucking Melmac. So I'm waiting on these damn Texans to fucking flourish and shit. I'm giving them the time. Everything doesn't have a schedule. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta wait for that shit to do its job and do it. Every cake flushes and doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a different species. I'm gonna connect with you. Cause I got enough of the prints. I got some prints.
Oh, that's dope.
Dude, I've seen people on Instagram. They be taking pictures. They be having like 4 different species next to each other, like having it like it just seem all nice. I was like, cool. Mix this one with this one.
Any of those cyanescens you got or anything like that, for sure. Like I would just try to get them to flourish out here where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like I always try to do that. Like there's a couple, like the Maza. I already see them shits out there, seeing if they're gonna work out in Florida, because I know they will. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like certain strains will work in certain places, man. Pretty good, you know. Like I'm trying to revive a species that's extinct right now. That's almost that's not found in the wild no more. I'm not saying it's extinct because basically there is spore print or 2 laying around that somebody revived from a 57 or 60 something year old spore print, and they revived it and they got more spore print. So now I'm gonna get one of those. I mean, I already got agar of that strain, and I'm trying to fuck with it, but I'm waiting on more better specimens and grafts of it. And once I get that shit done, I'm gonna send that to Florida too. So because I want to try to ask my homies out there to cultivate himself for himself, and fucking to also try to see if we can get it to cultivate outdoors and shit, because the shit's extinct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be a good cause. Because each mushroom has like a different vibe to them, like different.
And they're saying that these are potent, like wood chip lover potent.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying?
I love wood
they don't
chip.
need shit either. They grow on straw. So I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna use some black cow. I'm gonna use some shit. The dude said he used a little bit, but not a lot at all.
I like mushrooms that make sure they show you, make sure they tell you something.
Yeah, man, sure.
But yo, it's on. Cause
it's not snowing out there.
No, it don't snow around here. People go to the mountains though, like a good hour.
How cold does it get?
Let me look now, cause it's the coldest it's been to me in a long time, and I. Well, no, actually, it was yesterday. Today's a little better. I don't look up the weather, so I don't ever be really knowing. Yeah, nighttime it's only getting to like 39 degrees, 48. During the daytime, 58. That's about it.
That's it?
Yup. That's about it. And that was cold to me. I was like, I ain't going to the store. I said, I'm from the 48. East Coast. I'm supposed to be used to this.
48, that's it? Mm-hmm. And you getting cyanescens out there?
Yeah. They came up, I got a video I'm about to upload now because I want to
I definitely need a spore print from that. I'll definitely shoot you the Maza. You know what I'm saying? It's all legal. These are all for microscopy.
All personal.
These are all for, these are not for grow.
Yeah, you can just look at the spores on a microscope, and they so interesting to look at.
That's what they're for. So, yeah, I got some Mazas for sure.
Yeah, they came up, and it was a small patch because they did some construction over there, and I saw them when they was doing it. I was hoping it didn't really take effect, so it was just under one tight, nice little bush that they was at. So I got like allegedly 2.5 grams dried, but they gonna be going anyway soon. Probably by the end of tonight.
Yo, that's just a natural one that came up strong. That's why it's so strong too, because that shit fought its way to the top. Now,
It
if you
really
fucking
did.
you engineer it now, and then you plug and play it. That's gonna be a real crop that you're gonna be like, oh shit.
And I'm seeing to
That's a hell.
myself right now how real it is. I was just saying, I'm just seeing myself back in the past again, just confirming, like, yeah, you was, but that is different species. It is like a different intelligence to them. It's a different intelligence. Cause once I did this essence, it was familiar because I've been doing it for so long. But in this albinos is cool too, cause I'm been working with those as well. But it was just such familiar. Like that was so cool. But it was still still a shroom trip. It was still intense. Still had me like, all right, I gotta sit back and breathe for a second, all of that. But I was cool about it. It was a familiar experience, but still different. And they
Yeah,
try to say
man.
some of them are teachers too. Some of them teachers,
Teachers are
some of
good,
them
man.
do
Listen,
this.
golden teachers are good, but they're just weak. They're not that strong. So you got to take more. You know what I'm saying, like you could push pedal to the metal and think that you're Kalindi on golden teachers and be like, yeah, I take fucking 15 grams of teachers all the time, and then fuck around and somebody give you some apes or a Maza. 10 grams of Maza is profound. You take 10 grams of golden teachers, gonna be like, all right, that shit was like fucking a 5 gram trip. It was all right. It was deep. It was good. But it's not going to be like another strain that blows them out the water. The only good thing about golden is that they grow a whole lot of them, and you get a lot of fucking mushrooms, big ones too.
And it comes out in what people say about it too. I remember watching Hamilton and one of his Vice documentaries, and he was saying how, well, the person on there was saying how they grow easily in homes, and like a lot of people like to cultivate them. So I was saying, man, these shrooms are easy on humans. Like they let it easy. They all growing
No,
all
it's crazy
nice
too
and
because
nice.
the you know that they are easy to grow, but the albino and the motherfucking Maza and every other strain doesn't take no different parameters than the fucking than the golden teacher. So it's like there's no easier grower. There's just certain ones that grow faster than others, and that's about it. The parameters are the same. Like,
Yeah.
but like the same parameter for golden teacher and for fucking and for penis envy, but the penis envy takes way longer to produce and way slower to colonize and the fucking fruit and all that shit. By the time it does, you're already on your third flush, or possibly even on the fourth, or even done with the whole entire grow of the golden teachers before the penis envy even shows any signs of life. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things are the different things to take into consideration and shit when you're growing shrooms and what your timeline's looking like, where your space is looking like, and where how much time you got to dedicate to growing and shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at a chart of somebody that made it like the list of the strongest mushrooms. It's this one called psilocybin bohemica. I never heard of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yo, it is nice. It's related to the cyanescence.
mm-hmm.
It's a lot more whiter. It's a lot more whiter
All, all,
with a
all
brown
the all
tip.
the wood chip lovers are the ones. Those are the ones.
It's definitely, yeah, it's on the wood chips. I was showing them a picture, and it's another one I never heard of.
Alanine, the fucking subgarosa, the fucking the cyanescens and the azarescens,
Yeah,
the
Azarescent's
bohemian.
on top.
Mm-hmm.
They got 1.78% psilocybin. I want to know, was that per gram? Probably.
This is what the thing is about the difference between the wood chip lover, uh, and the regular cubes. I mean, the difference between the wood chip lovers and, like, let's say for instance, like the Pinellius, the Panjan, the Pinellius are pure psilocin, and the fucking psilocybe mushrooms contain psilocybin, and your body converts psilocybin
Ooh.
into psilocin.
It hits you
So that's
faster.
why. So that's why psilocin producing mushrooms that you eat those, they automatically hit you faster. So when you take Pinellius mushrooms, they're not that they're stronger than fucking Cubans although they definitely are stronger, but the reason why they're stronger is because it's pure psilocin, and your body doesn't have to convert any of the fucking shit from psilocybin into psilocin. You're automatically fucked up. So the conversion with the process is why it's faster. Now, the wood chip lovers contain not only psilocybin, but they also contain high levels of psilocin. So you get a double uppercut. When you take fucking the wavy caps or the fucking azarescins, the first thing that hits you is the psilocin immediately. Boom, you feel that shit kicking in. And then after, when it starts digesting, now the psilocybin is converting also to psilocin, and you get another fucking wham. So that's why they're so strong. And the azarescins happens to have high levels of both psilocin and psilocybin.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It got way more.
and then
it's
when you
this other
tally
thing
it up,
called bios thing.
bioscale, I mean what? Bioefficiency?
No, it's one word. It's like BAEOCYSTIN. I'm about to look it up.
Biostan?
Yeah, that's how it looks like.
Biosystem?
Yeah, biosystem. Yeah, it says
Okay,
a psilocybin
yeah.
mushroom alkaloid, an analog of psilocybin. Wait, they sell this separately? It is found.
These are all different compounds too that come inside, just like the muscanol. Those other side joints that they're not talking about, that they don't know what they combine, what they do, and then on top of that, combine them with some fucking pure cocoa.
I know what this is. Yeah, Paul Stamets. I'm gonna not show that too. Paul Stamets had stopped from showing that. Yeah, cause he said just cause in the no. He said cause it's legal, so he didn't want it to be all pushed out in the world and then people like mess it up for things. But this is what he was talking about in that Paul Stamets interview when he said it's a synthetic form, and he didn't say 4-ACMO. It was something else, and it was this. I'll put the link in the Discord to what I found.
Cool.
But it's right on. It's 4-HO. 4-HO. I'm about to do it now.
Drinking mad hella hot chocolate. I love it because it's cold out.
Yeah, we've been buying at least 3 boxes a week. Me and my daughter just be drinking them. Yeah, there it is. Biotin is a psilocybin mushroom alkaloid analog of psilocybin. It is found as a minor compound in most psilocybin mushrooms together with psilocybin, neurobicystin, and psilocin.
Yeah, baocystin is not illegal and shit, man. That shit is one of the side effects. I didn't know it was illegal though, but I know that you combine these things with lion's mane and all that shit is what really gives you the effects.
Oh, that's some nice science with a P. And Q's barely have it. Alright, let me look at one more mushroom. See what pop up. Oh no, this the Liberty Caps again.
I don't think you're ready, dog. You ain't ready for no 30 grams. That's for sure.
Man, as soon as
Who
you said that,
who the fuck is ready? Who says that they're ready for fucking 30 grams?
another me in another reality right now.
Man,
he like, I'm on it
even
right
if
now.
even if he was ready for 30 grams, right? When the day comes and you walk up to that shit and you see how high that pile is to be 30 grams, dog. So big, the pile. And you got to make a tea with as little bit of water as possible. It's going to be like a nice mug. Maybe a fucking, you got at least a beer mug, maybe less. You know what I'm saying? A nice beer mug at least. It's halfway full. That's how much it's going to be. And you got to chug it all down. You're going to be gonzo, bro.
I know. That's like, I can imagine like a 2-minute come up because you definitely didn't
I
eat in a
told my
week.
boy today, man. I be trying to bring people, man. I be trying to put motherfuckers. I was like, listen, come through today, right now. Listen, what's up? I'll take 10. I'll give you 7 because he doesn't want to go in that deep. And he was like, nah.
Man, if you was here, I'd be on all the time. Cause,
He's like,
Cause that's what
like,
I
the
be
money
pushing
ain't right
myself.
now. Yeah, he's like, the money ain't right now. I gotta get the gas and all this shit to go way the fuck out there where you at. You had mad excuses and shit. I was like,
That's the play. That's the script. Gotta keep the engine rolling.
yeah, man.
That's the repetition, I guess, that keep people in one reality. Like money,
That's
cars, cash, clothes. All a nigga knows. That's wild. Cause rappers, they really was talking about like the good ones, or even if you just listen to any rapper, like they really revealing to you something that you really should be dealing with. Not like experiencing it if you just caught up in the wind and that's just you for your story right now and stuff. But they really be saying things that we really should be like looking at. Like even back to Biggie, like saying car, clothes, and hoes all a nigga knows. Like that made people, like for the majority, like cars, clothes, and hoes more. When really we supposed to like look back and be like, yo, that's all a nigga know. Like that's all the nigga knows. Who's a nigga? This person that's been brought up here on this earth through slavery or through like ignorance and stuff, and or any kind of ignorance, like of not knowing a certain amount of information and like being force fed certain information. And like that's all he was talking. That's why he felt it so much. 'Cause he's like, this is my character right now. Like they just didn't have the psychedelics to really get in touch with beyond or present their beyond character. Like it's like it started stuck in the Biggie loop. And I hear that a lot about music artists too. How they say they get caught. My cousin, that's what just running through my head in particular. Well, I love that mushrooms give me particular memories. I remember him telling me about Rick Ross when I was younger, and him saying that he always going to wear sunglasses or wear the big coats and stuff because that's the character, that's the literal character that he's playing. Like it's a literal character, even for himself. Like that's the character that allows him to get out these emotions and all these feelings, and that's not the norm. That's not the norm. And the mushrooms was showing me too. Even Ty on the channel, like the person talking now, yesterday was showing me the Ty and how I'm presenting and stuff like that. And it was showing me how to get more involved into that character as well as dissolve that character at the same time. Because I see this as like a upkeep, like the show and YouTube and stuff. I see this like a kind of repetition for me for this reality and stuff like that. It does hold ground to that, which is kind of iffy too for me when the mushrooms be talking. But anything is happening for the future. That's why I like having everybody come on, so that it's not just me, and whatever happened in the future can like somebody else can take the role, or whatever happens. But it was showing me like even the things that I was talking, or just it was just showing me my character, the Ty character, and it just developed like a lot of other things. But that's why I like that. I like to dissolve my character and call myself different names like Santi. And somebody wrote back, I'm rambling right now, Ozo. I was thinking somebody said, man, you got a lot of names. Somebody said, call me Santi Ta. I got about 10 different names for you. And I said, I have about 10 other names for you don't even know about that I used to go by, and still like I create more, like even past Daddy, like Viper. I remember my old other Instagram where I call myself the 3-Eye King, 3-Eye K, which is like the 3-Eye King. It was a lot going on. There's always something going on with me. I always and social media and stuff is how people are using technology to put this stuff on without really realizing it until they get sad and be like, man, that's not me. They ain't really me. I'm fuck social media and all this other stuff. And then that's when you realize like, oh yeah, that was a character. I thought that was me dumping my emotions on there, but me dumping my emotions on the social media created a character that it has a life of its own in the social media world, and I created it. That's wild.
Yeah. Shit opens up your mind to a lot of shit, man.
Mm-hmm. And I like it because, like, I don't got to go to a movie for it. Like, the mushrooms just show my life as the movie, as well as everybody around me, too. Yeah, that's why I like it. That's why I like. That's why I know there's a lot of cool things, and I'm not really worried. That's where the worries just start disappearing. It's like, wow. That's all for me. It's like wow. This is what it is. Let's have some fun.
Possibilities is fucking mind blowing.
Like I was just thinking a laser tag in the future, and like don't you know how we look up the Halo, and we was like, yo, like how Halo seemed like it's from the future. People was on the dune buggies all riding, squatting out, had these laser pistols and portals and stuff. Like soon I think with technology or period, we gonna be at a point like that. Like that's how entertaining the life we gonna be, the dream we gonna be in is gonna be. I was just thinking of playing laser tag with somebody like, oh, hurry up and throw a portal real fast and jump through and pop out the opposite side of the room. And like, you missed me, motherfucker. And like shoot him in the back. On some Rick and Morty stuff. But on some Todd stuff, because I just started that.
You ain't ready to get any copyright.
Nah, I need to get this copyright back, and I gotta do a lot of poor man's copyright. Write some stuff down, record it, and mail it to myself, and never open it. Now this is all gold. Everything we saying.
Copyright infringement.
Mm-hmm.
You was fucking with the Adobe shit to see how it works.
Yeah, if I wasn't on right now, I would be doing it. So probably when I get off here, I'm gonna probably nibble on this little mushroom that it was one. I went back to the spot today to see if I missed one, and I did. I found one. It probably popped up overnight, so I probably nibble on this to help my creativity and stuff, and I'm gonna get to work. Cause it's pretty simple. Like my mind yesterday, that's why I was on mushrooms looking over it too. Cause I was able to piece it together like a child. Like I didn't have no fear going into it. Like, oh man, I ain't gonna know this, or I don't want to. It wasn't no grogginess. It's like, it was interesting. It's interesting. As long as it's like that, I'm dialed in. And I'm gonna start with the trip that you did with the tea, and then the next one I'm gonna do is True's. I forgot because I already downloaded the MP3s, so I'm already on board. But I'm gonna have fun with it. That's gonna be my overall thing. I'm gonna have fun. Now, I'll send you a clip of the first couple seconds when I do it.
Yeah, it's funny. That's dope how the computer technology is tying in with shit now.
It is. And the people making it so simple. Like, the people that had to lay the groundwork for this, imagine the minds that they was on. Like, building the coding and stuff and having the code speak to them. That was on The Simpsons when Lisa became a coder. She got inducted to this female coding, and when you get, like, to the good coding group, they say, like, the good coders seem like the code starts speaking to you and start creating itself, and you just, like, typing it out and creating a life alongside of it. I'm like, wow, we really are magicians, like, all the time.
All the time.
Just don't forget. Well, yeah, Ozo, I'm about to actually do that. Now that we talking about it, I'm kind of excited about it. I'm gonna get to it. And I'm not letting my imaginations go into other realities. I'm gonna bring it here.
No doubt. I'm about to charge my phone, do some shit too in the crib, so I'll holler at you, man. Good luck with that shit, though, man. I hope that shit comes out dope.
Hey, it will. Thanks. And this was a nice conversation. It was nice talking to you, bro.
Doubt. Always nice talking to you too, bro. I'll be around later.
All right.
All right, man. Peace.
Adios. Hey everybody, I'm about to sign out now. Y'all heard I'm about to get to it. About to work on some animation software. Got the Adobe, and it was a hookup. How can I forget that cool guy's name? He's always in here, but he brought up using Adobe Animate, and the clues started clicking. Things started clicking together. I was just got behind reality, started switching some things, and reminded myself that I planted a clue a long time ago that, oh yeah, your daughter's homeschool program, we wanted the Adobe program so that she can do the drawing and stuff on it. So they wound up paying for the whole Creative Cloud. So then all that just was like, remember. And I was like, wow, I can download it. Oh my God. So so I'm on it. I'm loving it. Everything is. I was even able to update my Adobe Premiere, which is used to edit videos and stuff. And I got Adobe Animated. I'm looking at it right now as I'm talking to y'all. So well, I can actually do this. I think. I would try to do a live demo of it, but I gotta see if my computer can process all that stuff first. But yeah, I got the character creator animate. So man, so if y'all have ways y'all want to support the channel, either through donations or adding your creativity, like got any ideas, and even the stories that y'all telling, like, gives me material to work with when I'm creating these new worlds and new realities inside of the animations and stuff. All of this is all going towards an awesome picture, and even the inspirations and what y'all saying in the chats, it's all happening in our space all together, all together, in more ways than I can talk about, but it's all experience, like how y'all feel. The feeling y'all got in the gut, that I have in the gut and in the mind, that's what it is. That's what's definitely running the situation. That's where the mongoose live. That's where the mongoose lives. The mongoose is the magician. The magician. It's just so good it's so good to remember, guys. So we all tie, but do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I don't know. I'm sorry I was laughing. That just felt so much on time. So, love you guys. Thank you, Cozy, for coming on through. Nicholas, King Oz, Uel Adams. Let me scroll up here. Yolanda, thank you, Sahi, 420 Lifestyles. Oh, we was popping in the beginning. We was really popping. They was coming in. They was like, oh, I never seen this guy in this reality before act like this. We gotta talk to him. But I ain't even gonna mention their names. I'm just going up the chat, just saying. But yeah, that's everybody. And Trip, bro. Thanks for coming by, Trip. But yeah, I'll tie on later about the DMT more and the mushrooms and how the mushroom experience was opening up that DMT flash that I had earlier in the morning. And just listening to the voice, that's what it was. I was inside my mind and I was shrinking, and it was something that I was gaining control, and I remember being inside my head or something like that and switching something. I was like looking purposely for my pineal gland or something. I remember just having that thought. But I remember myself being little, walking around inside my head and like focusing on doing something. But yeah, that's all I got, bros. I want to have some clear, concise thoughts when I come here. So, Ty, always like the video, share with all your friends, family, or just put it out there in the ethers. Like, just to be the Riddler. Like, don't even question, just share it. Don't even say why you sharing it. Start the conversation. Combine the mind with a heart. Connect those two circles and let whatever come out just rush on out like whatever metaphor you feel in right here. But it's all ball of ball. It's all ball.